Hello. The weather behaved itself on Monday. It was a mostly sunny day across the UK. Let's see how it's looking over the next few days. For most of us, it's going to be dry, certainly dry across much of England and Wales. Scotland, slightly different story. It could turn really wet and blustery towards the end of the week. But this is what we've got right now. High pressure in charge of the weather across Europe. We're on the edge of the high pressure, and that means that the southerly winds are drawing in mild air over us. And with that, also a fair bit of cloud to Northern Ireland and Western Scotland through the course of Tuesday. But elsewhere, it should be a bright, if not sunny day. The sunnier skies further towards the east, and temperatures will be up to around 13 degrees, so relatively mild for the time of the year. And this is the following night, so Tuesday into Wednesday. Notice how that weather front approaches and rain sweeps into Northern Ireland and western parts of Scotland. So this is early in the morning on Wednesday. It's frost-free, generally speaking, and actually quite mild across western parts of the UK. Now, the reason why the weather fronts are pushing in is because this area of high pressure, which is over us right now, will be moving towards the east of Europe, and it basically opens up the doors for the weather fronts to sweep in. But they will continue to push in relatively mild air in our direction. So for as long as we have these southwesterlies, it's going to stay quite mild. So that weather front, as it sweeps across the UK, but I say sweeps, it'll sort of gradually move across the country, should rain itself out, and hardly any rain expected, in fact, in the south. But temperatures could still get up to around 14 degrees or so. And then Wednesday into Thursday and Friday, the weather starts to turn more unsettled. So in fact, rather cloudy, some outbreaks of rain possible. I don't think this is going to be particularly heavy, just spits and spots here and there. And actually, so far in the last month or so, there's been very, very little rain across the south of the UK. So yeah, a little dose of rain on the way. Friday, a different picture altogether. A big low pressure will sweep towards us and a risk of widespread gales across the country. Across Scotland, the possibility of 60, even 70 mile-an-hour winds from this low pressure, but it's still some way off, so the details will change, but really quite blustery right across the board. But with this low pressure, also relatively mild air to the south, so it's never going to be cold. The colder air will be in place across the far north of the country, but further south it should be relatively mild. So widespread gales are at least a possibility, not a certainty, on Friday. Here are the temperatures, around about 14 degrees in the south. I think double figures at least pretty much across the board on Friday. How about next weekend, so Saturday? It looks as though cloud will continue to sweep in off the Atlantic. Outbreaks of rain are possible, but look at this, still really mild. It's these mild southwesterlies that keep drawing in that subtropical air. And then further ahead, so from Sunday, Monday and into Tuesday, it does look as though the low pressure will once again be replaced by high pressure, so things should settle down once more. Let's have a look at the summary then from this Wednesday onwards. So across some parts of the country, that weather front approaches, we get some rain, but I don't think that rain should reach London, if any at all, until around about Thursday. That's it from me. Bye-bye.